sorry. The number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
So that's happened is busy because flight cancelled.
I've always loved British Airways, and after today they've got even more credit in the bank. A cancelled Finnair flight from Edinburgh to Helsinki had left me stranded for a torturous 8 hours at the airport as I struggled to save my New York weekend. Luckily for me, BA were there to save the day, even replying to tweets at 2 o'clock in the morning to secure me window seats, which is quite important when you're doing these kind of videos. I was feeling very patriotic as we left Edinburgh for London Heathrow Terminal 5. Waiting for me there would be a tight connection to my favourite aircraft to get me across to JFK. It was a beautiful morning to be flying, and all I had to do was make that connection. Thanks guys, bye-bye, cheers. Literally made it just in time. So relieved and happy to have just made the connection, and now New York was back on after a night of doubt. Better still, I was flying on board a British Airways 747. Look, the flight attendant even uses my name.
42K, Mr. Marsh, across the overturned line.
Lovely, thanks. The Boeing 747 has always been my favourite aircraft, and even though this one was delivered to British Airways sometime in the last century, or even millennium, it didn't matter a jot to me. It was looking a bit tired, sure, and the tech on board wasn't the most up-to-date, but I found it comfortable, and pair that with British Airways' legendary onboard service, it made for a very enjoyable hop across to JFK today. I find these old economy seats pretty comfortable, to be honest, and the pitch still leaves enough room for all my kit in the seat back pocket in front of me. I had 2 windows in 42K, and the gap between the seat and the bulkhead is always perfect for stuffing the blanket to make an even comfier armrest. The in-flight entertainment screen was starting to show its age a bit, aren't we all? And there was a fair amount of lag there, although it was still responsive enough. I found that there were plenty of movies here to choose from, especially just for a 6.5 hour flight, but I do find it strange that still TV choice is a couple of random episodes here and there. I would have thought by now that they could fit whole box sets on, but maybe that's more of a licensing issue than anything else. I chose a couple of cracking movies, leaving me plenty of time for the best in-flight entertainment, the view out the window.
We'll now demonstrate the safety features. Not before. No, not before. The name's G.
Yeah, I got that.
Joanna. Go on, okay.
Action. All exits are clearly marked and are being pointed out to you now by our gorgeous cabin crew.
Food service was well underway as we headed out over Ireland. This was probably the most attentive and visible crew I've ever seen. They didn't stop once. The food was more than acceptable for economy, I'd even say tasty. I chose the chicken tikka masala, and I certainly didn't leave anything behind on the tray, which was swiftly cleared away a short time later. Even after lunch, the cabin crew were still always around if you fancied another drink or something, and I liked the wee ice cream that was handed out while we were watching the movies. A tasty snack box was still to come before arrival, and one thing's for sure, I didn't leave this flight hungry. As we taxied to gate, it was time to reflect on a pretty seamless flight. I think British Airways are getting back to something near their best with service. They really focus on the small things, and I'd love to try their other travel classes at some time in the future. Here's hoping. Thank you, bye-bye. Bye-bye. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back on here super soon.